Imagine tens of thousands of massive stone blocks, moved without cranes, lifted into place with perfect angles, all more than 4,500 years ago. Who did it? Slaves? Aliens? Or could it have been ordinary people with extraordinary organization? Let's find out. Today, we're digging deep into the archaeology, the ancient papyri, and the incredible discoveries that finally answer one of history's most enduring questions. Who really built the pyramids, and how in the world did they do it? I'm going to give you the evidence, the main theories, and the surprising human story hidden behind those ancient stones. It's a tale far more fascinating than any fiction. The story begins with the owners, the pharaohs. The Great Pyramids at Giza weren't just monuments. They were royal tombs, commissioned by the pharaohs of Egypt's Old Kingdom. The largest of them all, the Great Pyramid, belongs to Pharaoh Khufu, or Cheops, as the Greeks called him. For the Egyptians of that time, these weren't just vanity projects. Building a pyramid was a profound religious act and a nation-building exercise all in one. It was about securing the pharaoh's journey into the afterlife, which in turn guaranteed the stability and prosperity of the entire kingdom. The pharaoh's eternal life and the nation's prestige were literally cemented together in one colossal construction, a stairway to the heavens that showcased the power of the king and his people. So, who were the people doing the heavy lifting? For centuries, movies and popular stories have painted a picture of countless slaves being brutally forced to haul massive blocks under the crack of a whip. But modern archaeology tells a completely different and far more interesting story. Excavations right next to the Giza plateau have unearthed something incredible: a purpose-built workers' village. Archaeologists have found bakeries big enough to produce thousands of loaves of bread a day, fish processing facilities, and barracks that could house thousands of laborers. Even more revealing, they discovered the workers' own cemetery. The burials show that these workers received medical care. We've found bones that were set and healed. They were buried with honor near the sacred pyramids they helped build. This evidence completely flips the old narrative. The workforce wasn't made up of enslaved captives. They were skilled, paid Egyptian laborers. Many were likely farmers, drafted into service during the annual flooding of the Nile, when their fields were underwater. This transforms the story from one of oppression to one of incredible social organization and state-level logistics. It was a national project, built by the people, for their king and their country. But how can we be so sure? We actually have direct, first-hand evidence from the time of the pyramid's construction. This is where the story gets truly amazing. A few years ago, archaeologists made a breakthrough discovery at a port on the Red Sea called Wadi al-Jarf. They found a collection of ancient papyri, and among them was the diary of Merer. This isn't a history book written centuries later. It's a logbook, a daily journal kept by an inspector named Merer, who worked on the pyramid project. He recorded, in his own words, the day-to-day operations of his crew of about 200 men. He details their work transporting massive limestone blocks from the quarries at Tura, across the Nile, and then through a system of canals, right to the Giza construction site. And here's the clincher. Merer specifically mentions the Great Pyramid by its ancient name, Akit Khufu, meaning Horizon of Khufu. This is the smoking gunner, direct, contemporary link between a named individual, his paid workforce, and the Great Pyramid project itself. It's like finding a foreman's timesheet from 4,500 years ago. Okay, so we know who built them, but how did they do it? How did they move and lift stone blocks weighing several tons each, some as much as a bus, with Bronze Age technology? This is where the debate among Egyptologists gets really heated. The most widely accepted theory involves a combination of sheer manpower, clever engineering, and incredible organization. They used sledges to drag the blocks over wet sand, which dramatically reduces friction. To lift them up the rising pyramid, most experts believe they used a system of ramps. But what kind of ramp? Some suggest a long, straight ramp that would have to be extended as the pyramid grew taller. Others propose a more efficient, zigzagging ramp on one face of the pyramid. A more recent and compelling theory is that of a spiral ramp, like a road, winding its way up the outside of the structure as it was built. There's even a fascinating hypothesis that suggests a large part of the ramp system was internal, spiraling up inside the pyramid itself. The bottom line is there was likely no single magic bullet. It was a combination of brilliant techniques, powerful levers, strong ropes, highly organized teams of workers, and a sophisticated system of ramps, all working in perfect concert. When you put all this evidence together, what emerges is an incredible human story. Building the pyramids was one of the greatest social and logistical achievements of the ancient world. It required not just brute force, but a massive, coordinated effort involving thousands of people in different roles. You had the architects and engineers who designed the structure with mind-boggling precision. You had the skilled quarryman who cut the stones from the bedrock. You had the boat crews, like mirrors, who transported the materials. You had the farmers who provided the food, the doctors who tended to the injured, and the administrators who managed the entire operation under royal oversight. We even see the workers' pride in their graffiti and tomb inscriptions, where they named their teams things like the Friends of Khufu or the Drunkards of Menkaure. The evidence strongly suggests these were respected craftsmen who were well-fed and took pride in their monumental work. Realizing this brings the pyramids so much closer to us. They cease to be mysterious miracles built by aliens or slaves and become what they truly are: the product of human society at its most ambitious, organized, and ingenious. So, to answer the big question, who built the pyramids? Pharaohs like Khufu commissioned them as their sacred tombs and a testament to their power. But it was thousands of skilled and organized Egyptian laborist farmers, craftsmen, and specialists who did the actual building. And how did they do it? Through brilliant engineering, clever logistics, and a whole lot of human ingenuity. The pyramids stand today not as a monument to some supernatural force, but as an enduring symbol of what we, as humans, can achieve when we work together. If you want to see the deep dive sources, or maybe a whole new video exploring Merer papyri and the Giza workers' village in detail, smash that like button and subscribe. Let me know and I'll make the follow-up. Drop a comment below. Which construction theory, the straight ramp, the spiral ramp, or something else do you find most convincing? Thanks for watching this trip into history. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit like, subscribe for more mysteries and history explained, and ring that bell so you don't miss the next video. See you next time.